You've been lied to. You were told that if you just hustle hard enough, build the perfect product, and believe in yourself, your startup will succeed. But here's the truth. 99% of startups fail. And if you don't know what the successful 1% do differently, you'll join the crowd that quietly disappears. But in this video, you're going to find out exactly what separates them from everyone else. And it's not what you think. You'll see real principles, battle-tested strategies, and the silent killers that most first-time founders never even notice. You'll learn how one subtle shift in thinking saved one startup from collapse and helped another turn a $5,000 idea into a billion-dollar company. But we'll get to that in a minute. First, you need to understand what's really killing most startups, because it's not bad ideas. You want to make something great, something people will love. So you spend months building it. You tweak every detail. You obsess over the logo, the name, the design. You launch, and nobody shows up. No customers, no revenue, just crickets. That's how most startups die, in silence, because you made the same mistake 99% of founders do. You built something before you truly understood what people needed. You didn't test it, you assumed. The graveyard of failed startups is filled with great products that nobody wanted. But what if you could reverse that? What if instead of guessing, you had a system to find out exactly what people are willing to pay for before you build it? That's where the 1% start. And it begins with one principle most people completely ignore. The most successful startups follow what Eric Ries calls the build, measure, learn loop. Here's how it works. Instead of spending 6 months building a perfect product, you build a rough version in a few days. Just enough to test one thing. You put it in front of real people, you measure how they react, and then you learn. You're not guessing anymore. You're running experiments. You're collecting data. You're validating demand. Dropbox did this. Before they wrote a single line of code, they made a 2-minute demo video showing how their product would work. It wasn't real. It was just a prototype. But the video went viral. 75,000 people signed up. That demand gave them proof and funding. Now ask yourself, are you building for ego or for feedback? Most people never make it this far. They give up after the first failure. But you're not like most people. Because if you're still watching this, you want to break into the 1%. And you're about to learn the next principle that most people completely miss. Startups don't starve. They drown. Most founders fail because they try to do everything. They chase every opportunity, every feature, every possible customer. And in the process, they drown in noise. The successful 1%? They focus like snipers. They pick one growth engine and they double down. There are only 3 engines of growth. Sticky, where your product keeps people coming back, like Netflix. Viral, where users bring in other users, like WhatsApp. Paid, where you spend money to acquire users and each one makes you more than you spent, like Shopify. Most startups don't fail because their idea was bad. They fail because they chased too many things instead of perfecting the one that actually worked. But even if you focus, what happens when things still don't work? What if you're doing everything right and still not growing? That's when the 1% make their most important move. It's not giving up. It's not pushing harder. It's pivoting. Every great startup you've heard of has made a pivot. Instagram started as a complicated location-based check-in app. Then, they noticed one feature people actually loved, photo sharing. So they ditched everything else and pivoted. YouTube started as a dating site. Slack started as a failed video game. Airbnb launched with cereal boxes just to survive. They changed direction without changing their mission. That's what a pivot is. A shift in strategy, not a surrender of your vision. The 1% know when to pivot. And the way they know, they're constantly measuring real feedback, not emotions, not hopes. So how do you build a startup the 1% way? It's not about being smarter. It's not about being faster. It's about playing a different game entirely, and it all comes down to what you do in the first 30 days. If you are starting today, here's how you do it differently. Step 1. Don't build the product, build the test. Your first goal is to validate demand, not write code. Create a landing page, make a video, talk to people, prove someone wants it. Step 2. Track real behavior. Don't ask people if they like your idea. Ask them to sign up, to buy, to act. Watch what they do, not what they say. Step 3. Use MVPs, minimum viable products. Make the ugliest, simplest version of your product that proves your core hypothesis. If you're not embarrassed, it's too polished. Step 4. Focus on one growth engine. Pick sticky, viral, or paid, and iterate ruthlessly. Step 5. Pivot when the data tells you to. Don't let pride kill your business. Let evidence guide you. This is the blueprint. It's not sexy. It's not what the movies show, but it's how the 1% build startups that survive and thrive. You started this video thinking success was about having the best idea. But now you know the truth. It's about execution, feedback, and focus. You're not here to gamble. You're here to build something real. And you don't have to join the 99% who vanish quietly. You have the tools, the mindset, the plan, and now you have the choice. So if you're serious about escaping the paycheck-to-paycheck grind and building something that lasts, subscribe to the Escape Plan, because every week we bring you the mindset, tools, and stories that help ordinary people build extraordinary freedom. You're not just watching a video. You're building your escape plan.